Numeracy Foundational Skills in the Early Ages. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. You may visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your question in the comment box allotted during the session and they will be addressed by a speaker later on. Share the video. Using hashtag LearnAs1PH is our official hashtag to our VIBAL webinars. Experience learning, Kabibal. And now, to proceed with our webinar this afternoon, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker. Ms. Maria Luz A. Cruz is a Mathematics Department Head 6 at Tenejeros National High School. She finished her Master of Arts in Mathematics Education at Arellano University, Maine. She is an EPTA discussant, 2017 EPTA Secondary Exemplary Awardee, and a 2016 Division Outstanding Secondary Mathematics Teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Maria Luz A. Cruz.
Okay, thank you po, ma'am. So, good afternoon, mga kabibal. So, this is my second time to be with you discussing another topic, which is obviously about mathematics. And this will surely help us educators to fully understand and to design a specific lesson that is applicable to every or to each and every learners. Okay, so good afternoon once again. So let's start now. So the topic is about diagnosing numeracy foundational skills in the early grades. So I will start now first on showing you a picture, and I will look now on the chat box what is your understanding and analysis of the picture that will be presented to you. Okay, so let's start now. Okay. So the first picture tells us what? Okay, so I'll be looking on the chat box here. So any analysis on what is seen on the picture or what is seen on our screen?
Hi ma'am, excuse po. Pa-share na lang po ng screen po natin.
Okay. Hindi pa nakasin, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you po.
Okay. Sorry po.
Okay lang po ma'am. Thank you
Okay
po.
Okay, so medyo na-excite ako mga kabibal. So, pasensya na po. Okay, so here it is. So, okay na po, ma'am. Okay, so again, our topic is about diagnosing numeracy foundational skills in the early grades. So again, I'll be showing you a picture and you can give your own observation, your analysis, or your meaning of the picture that you will be seeing on the next slide. Okay, so let's see. Anyone from our participant here? So what is shown in the, what is obviously shown, what this picture implies? Okay, let us see. Masyado mabilis. Okay. So, okay. So obviously what is seen in the picture is a student, a child, or a learner counting using her fingers. Okay, so if we're going to analyze now the age of this learner, obviously this is on the early grade. So, and obviously the way she count numbers using fingers is really familiar on our part as a teacher. Okay, so let me give you another picture here. Okay, so if we're going to look now on these pictures, Okay? Still, this shows now the same traits that is given on our first picture. But however, if we're going to look on this set of pictures now, so what is obviously seen? Where do they differ? So obviously the same skills has been shown. So they are counting numbers using their fingers. Yes. So what is then the difference between these two? Okay. So if you're going to look now on the second set of our pictures, this shows a learner counting using his fingers. However, if you're going to look on the picture itself, there is a big difference on the age gap between these two learners, isn't it? So, as an educator, we must be aware of the mathematical skills that has been shown or practices by our students. Kasi baka mamaya, yung kanyang ability to count or the skills niya in counting ay hindi na akma sa kanyang edad. So if we're going to look on the picture dito sa kabilang side natin, no? So a little girl counting using her fingers, so obviously given pa siya. Pero if we're going to look on the second set, obviously this is older enough, the first one. So as an educator, we must be aware of that. Kung ang estudyante natin nagpapakita ng ganitong manifestations at hirap na hirap siya, there is really a difference and a gap on his numeracy skills or the foundational numeracy skill of this learner. So meron tayong dapat gawin. Okay, so next. Bakit nga ba may ganito? Bakit nga ba hindi maiwasan that there are really certain students that is practicing this gap? Okay, so there are reasons why students struggle in math. Okay, so let us enumerate one by one. So attention difficulties. So as students solve problems in mathematics, so we already know that math is a multi-level in process. Okay? So if a student is not focused on solving problems step by step, there must be a loss of attention. So that will come now to an end that the student cannot be able to solve the problem correctly. Kasi yung proseso pa lang niya, hindi na niya masundan. Okay, so next po. Math always builds upon previous concepts. So we already know that as an educator, as a math people, okay, so solving math problems, okay, really have this hierarchy or these combinations of the basic concepts up to the bigger one. Kumbaga, simpleng alam ng bata, papunta doon sa malalim na pagkaalam niya sa matematika. Okay, so next. So there is really a big role on the retention part of the students kung paano niya i-apply yung mga dati niyang natutunan sa mathematics. Okay? So next, concepts are learned but not understood. So what do we mean by that? Parang ganito. So, alam ng bata na ang 4 times 4 ay 16. Okay? So however, bakit niya alam? Maybe kinabisado niya lang yung multiplication table. Okay na. From 1 up to 10. Okay? So alam niya yon. But the concept and the use of multiplying numbers, hindi ganun ka-broad yung alam niya. Okay? So let us give an example of that para mas medyo ma-deepen pa tayo. Ano nga ba yung sinasabi dito na concepts are learned but not understood? This talks on the application itself. So as the student learn in an early grade, a multiplication of numbers, Sabihin na natin one digit number. But as a student, level up, okay? Nagpunta na siya dun sa mataas na level ng kanyang pag-aaral, hindi niya nadala yung basic at hindi rin niya na-i-apply. Okay, so yun po yung sinasabi natin doon. Okay, so next, lack of practice and patience. So we already know that students have a short span of retention, a short span of patience when it comes to solving mathematics problem. Okay, obviously this is also related to one of my previous topic before, which is about dyscalculia, if you remember that. Tama po? Okay, so hindi gamay ng bata, hindi niya mai-apply, so kulang siya ng pagpa-practice ng pagsosolve ng problems from identifying the given, from looking for the correct formula, to apply the correct process. So hindi ganun kahaba yung pasensya nila. Kaya sila nahihirapan sa mathematics. At dito papasok yung malaking role natin bilang mga educators. Okay. Then next and last, so ito na to, given na tong statement na to signan natin, no? Where am I going to use this? Okay? So alam natin yan, parati nating naririnig yan sa bata, lalo na kapag medyo maigsi na yung pasensya nila, sasabihin nila, ma'am, saan ba namin gagamitin to? Bakit ba namin to inaaral? Pwede naman ganito lang, pwedeng ganyan lang. Okay? So as an educator, we must think of it. Why is it that students keep on asking this question? Bakit parang pambansang linya na nila ito pagdating sa mathematics? Okay? So if we're going to look back on our strategies in mathematics, okay, remember that math is not just a terminology. It is not just a term. Hindi lang ito definition. Hindi lang ito nagpapakita tayo ng formula tapos susundin nila. Hindi nagtatapos doon. So, para masagot natin itong tanong na ito, saan nga ba nila gagamitin? So, papasok ngayon yung application natin ng iba-ibang pamamaraan ng pagtuturo. Let the student experience and apply what they have learned in real-life situation. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi natin na if a student learn the theory, okay, dapat mai-apply niya yon in real life. Okay, so if we're going to look now on these top reasons why students struggles in math, magkakaugnay silang lahat. And these first four will answer the last and the question that students are keep on questioning us, where am I going to use this? Okay, so let us help our students to have more practice and patience in solving math problems. Dapat alam nila kung ano ba ang application ng mga konseptong inaaral nila, na ito ay hindi lang memorization. There must be what we call an executive function. When we say executive function, so this encompasses not only a verbal memorization on the part of the student, and not only non-verbal, okay, not only memorizing the numbers, memorizing the process, okay, this also includes what we call a self-motivation, wherein the students will be able to develop a confidence to solve problems in math. Then from there will be now an answer on their attention difficulties. Pag alam na nilang lahat, natutunan na nilang lahat, malalim na yung pagkaalam nila, okay? So ibig sabihin, unti-unti masosolve or malalampasan ng bawat estudyante yung mga problema nila pagdating sa mathematics, especially on the basic math. Okay, so next po. Okay. So, why is it that these struggles in mathematics came up? Okay? So, there is the national report of the Philippines in the PISA 2018 result or the Program for International Student Assessment. So, ito po yung ilan sa mga national report of the Philippines sa ating assessment in mathematics. Actually, not only in mathematics, no, it also in science and reading. Okay? So the Philippines place the second lowest in mathematics. So it is 353 compared to the OECD average of 489. So it means that hindi natin na-reach yung average score. Okay, next po. Only 1 out of 5 Filipino students, 19.7%, attained at least the minimum proficiency level or the level 2 in mathematics literacy or in mathematical literacy. And among participating Asian countries are Filipinos. Okay? So, next. So among the participating Asian countries, so Filipino students performed closest to but significantly behind Indonesian students by 26 points in mathematical literacy. Okay, so if you want to search on this national report, pwede naman po. Okay, so actually DepEd already know this 2018 result from PISA. Okay, so next is the average mathematical literacy score of female students, which is 358 points, was significantly higher than that of male students, which is 346 points. So on this last findings, so as an educator, so alam na natin ngayon, meron na tayong isang idea that there is a difference between a female and a male student. So from there, pwede tayong maka-create ng ibang pamamaraan natin, paano natin masosolusyonan ito. Or hindi man masolusyonan, makakatulong tayo for the students to cope on this problem. Okay? So ibig sabihin, meron pala talagang problema. Okay. So, bakit ganun yung bata? Bakit sa edad na ganun, nagbibilang pa rin siya gamit yung kamay na dapat hindi na, ibig sabihin hindi na akma. So, bakit? Kasi may mga struggle sila in math eh. And these findings will show. Okay. So, next. So, this is an example of a numeracy program and a research study that we held. So, share ko lang din po, no? That we held at our school sa Teneros National High School, wherein we came up on finding the numeracy level of our students. So obviously kahit high school na to, so nagulat kami na ganun pa rin pala talaga yung problema. Okay, so ibig sabihin basic mathematics, hindi lang siya nagtatapos sa early grade. So dapat nating malaman yon. So as we go along, mas malilinawan pa tayo kung ano ba yung mga prosesong dapat nating gawin. Okay, so if we're going to look on this diagram or this pie graph, so it shows that math problems and comprehension has a big percentage. Okay, on the problems of the students. Okay, so what have we done? So we done a series of interviews and surveys to our students, and we categorize them into 3. Okay, so and this shows we have math problems and comprehension, social problems, and personal problems. So magbasa lang ako ng isa doon sa para baka mamaya na-encounter nyo siya, yun na pala siya. Okay, so under math problems and comprehension, ano yung sagot ng mga bata sa amin? Hindi ko po maintindihan yung mga may letter tapos number. Okay, so yun po, they cannot comprehend. So parang in algebra, so if we're going to connect now that a number represented by a letter, so hindi na nila yun naintindihan, nalilito sila. Social problems, okay, so nakikipagdaldalan, nahihirapan sila sa mga tanong sa math, or kasi nabibilisan sila sa mga kaklase nila na sumagot. Okay, that is about social problems. Then the last category that we had is the personal problems. Okay, so nahihirapan daw siya sa mga tanong sa math. Okay, so something that inhibits on the personal, syempre applied pa rin siya sa social problems. So if you will be dealing on the numeracy skills or levels of your students, pwede niyong gawin ito sa kanila. Okay, you just conduct an interview, okay, with them para alam nyo sila. Okay, next. Okay, so next po. Wait lang po. So naghang siya. Okay? So next. So this boils down now to our main objective to determine the numeracy skills of our students. So what is then numeracy skills? Okay, this is the ability to apply math concepts in all areas. Okay, next, involves understanding numbers, counting, solving number problems, measuring, sorting, noticing patterns, adding and subtracting numbers, and so on. Okay, so next. Okay, so since this talks on the early grade, so let us have now the idea of how a child starts learning numeracy. Okay? So para medyo maalis yung misconception natin na itong word na numeracy ay applied lang sa bata na pumapasok na sa isang paaralan. Okay? So, paano nga ba nila natututunan o nagsisimulang matutunan ang numeracy? Okay. So, children starts learning numeracy skills from the time they're born. Okay? So, this learning happens from watching and experiencing numeracy in action, especially in everyday playful activities. Okay, so yun pala yun ano. So if a child learns to crawl, 'di ba? Yung gumagapang na pala siya, or sabi nga dito, 'di ba, from the time they're born. Okay? Nag-aaral na sila. Okay, natututunan nila na yung mga numeracy skills. Okay. So, for example, it happens when a child is encouraged to, okay, counting fingers, toes, and toys. Okay, so yung mga simple gestures, yun na pala siya. That is already numeracy on the part of the child. Okay. Next, recognize numbers and shapes on objects like clocks and phones or in books. Okay, so siguro ngayon medyo nakakapag-analyze tayo. Ay, ito pala siya. That is already numeracy na pala agad. Hindi pala siya puro numero lang. Okay. Then last is decide how many slices of apples you want. So let us think of this now, fellow educators and parents. So once ang bata, naging malikot na yung imahinasyon niya sa mga bagay na may koneksyon sa pagbibilang, na may koneksyon sa mga figures, that is obviously related to mathematics, then that is already what we call numeracy. Nag-aaral na sila, natututunan na nila yung word na numeracy. Okay? So, next. As a child gets older, he learns more numeracy and math skills, including size and measurement. So if we're going to compare this one dun sa kanina natin, so medyo lumilevel up. Tama? Okay. So, for example, compare things of different sizes. So alam na nila yung ano yung malaki, maliit, o kaya katamtaman. Okay? So kung makikita natin, no, merong hierarchy siya. Meron siyang level. Kanina ang kanina lang natin, ang sabi ay alam nila yung pag-consider ng mga figures. Okay? Alam nila yung mga shape. Pero ngayon, hindi lang shape, alam na nila kung ano yung malaki, ano yung maliit, ano yung katamtaman. May sukat na, kumbaga. Okay? Hindi man siya literal na sukat, pero alam na nila yung maliit na bagay sa malaking bagay. Okay. Next, group things together and talk about same and different. Okay. So, kung maalala natin, marami tayong mga manipulatives, di ba? Ang manipulatives, fellow teachers, fellow educators, parents, hindi lang siya nasa 4 na sulok ng classroom. Anumang bagay na nilalaro, minamanipula ng bata. Sa bahay pa lamang, that is already practicing and learning numeracy. Okay? So, next, use words to describe things which are over, under, and next to. Okay? Next, help set the table. Okay? Bakit kaya? Bakit help set the table kasama sa numeracy? Okay, remember that one of the basic concepts in mathematics is about titingnan natin kung maalala nyo ha. If we're going to recall yung mga present before last week sa ating topic about dyscalculia, remember that one of the skills or behavioral traits na nagmamanifest sa bata ay yung spatio-temporal. We talks about space. Tama? So if a child or a learner, okay, starts to help setting the table, kahit paano may alam na yan. May alam na siya sa spasyo, saan ito aakma, saan ito hindi kakasya. Okay, sana nababalikan natin yan. No? Talagang magkakonekta kasi yung mga topic natin. Okay, next. Fill a water bottle. May sukat yon. That is already the beginning of their idea about volume. Tama? Okay. So next, help with the shopping and use money to buy things. Okay? Di ba yung mga bata, pag ay may sukli pa ako dapat. That is already numeracy. A simple gestures, okay, yun na siya. That is already numeracy. Okay. Divide food into equal shares. Okay? So, ito kitang-kita natin yan sa mga bahay, no? As an educator, as a parent, observable naman ito sa ating mga. As we talk to a child about math concepts, okay, in everyday activities, it helps him, her understand how and why math is useful. Okay. So, for example, so big and small size. Okay? High and low. We talked about height. Then heavy and light, which is about weight. Then fast and slow, that talks about speed. Close and far, so distance. So alam na yan, no, ng mga bata, yung malayo, yung malapit. Okay? Then first, second, and last. Okay? So that talks about in order or number or the chronological order of numbers or things. Okay. So, next. Ano nga ba yung mga sinasabing foundational math skills? Okay. So, let us see. Children must have an understanding of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division that underlies the ability of instantly recall these elementary numbers. Okay, so pundasyon, foundation. Okay, so, ayan. So ano po yung nakikita natin, mga fellow educators? Baka merong makakapagsabi? Ano po yung ating nakikita? Okay, so, why is it that I made use of a tree na masyadong malawak yung ugat niya sa baba. Bakit kaya? Anong connection nito? Yes, we know that trees have shapes. Yes, may weight yan. Tama. Pero hindi yun yung literal na dahilan kung bakit nandiyan yung larawan na yan. Why is it that we connect or we must connect this picture of a tree, okay, sa foundational math skills? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so under foundational math skills daw, dapat there must be a universal. Okay? Isa-isahin po muna natin, then mamaya expound natin yung bawat isa bakit sa under sa foundational math skills at ano yung ibig sabihin ng bawat isa. Okay, early, conceptual, procedural, mastery. Then there you have the foundational skills. Okay, so analyzing now symbolically this tree, okay, na may mga ugat-ugat sa dyan, okay, this 5 implies the traits, okay, or the mastery or the skills that the student must possess so that there is a strong foundation on their mathematical skills. Kung wala kasi lahat ng mga yan sa ugat na yan, walang magiging matibay na pundasyon. Tama po, fellow teachers? Okay, so let us have it one by one. Bakit importante itong 5 ito doon sa tinatawag na foundational skills ng bata? Okay, so universal. Every child in the world should achieve foundational learning. So lahat dapat nag-uumpisa, dapat may pundasyon. Okay, next, early. Children need to start learning early because those who fall behind really catch up. Okay, the earlier the better. Okay, the earlier na maturuan ng bata, mas maganda. Kasi pag masyado silang na-late, mahirap na yon. Kung babalikan natin yung dalawang picture natin kanina, yung picture ng early grade na bata, counting numbers using her fingers, at saka doon sa medyo may old na, but still having the same gesture na hindi na akma. Okay, so conceptual. Okay, foundational learning must include more than rote learning. Okay, children must be able to understand concepts behind solving problems. So there is a concept, so dapat merong application yung bata. Okay, so there must be a real life application. Lalabas sila dun sa mundo ng mga numero at mga terminolohiya lang. Okay po? Next, procedural. So if a student know na the concepts, then we now go to procedural. So in addition to understanding concepts, children need practice and fluency in procedures. They must learn how to do steps to solve problems and apply skills practically. Okay, so dapat nakukonect natin itong mga sinasabi natin ngayon doon sa kanina natin na binanggit na top reasons why students struggle in math. Diba? Kung mapapansin nating lahat, ito pa lang, no, itong 4 pa lang na ito ay sumasagot na kung paano tayo makakatulong sa isang bata na mura pa lamang ang edad na nade-develop ang kanyang numeracy skills para magkaroon siya ng matibay na pundasyon. Paano siya magkakaroon ng interes? Diba? Para mawala yung attention difficulty niya. Okay? At kung paano sa dulo hindi na niya tatanungin, saan ko nga ba gagamitin to? Diba? Kasi meron nang magaganap na application sa real life. Okay? So, then we have mastery. Alam na niya yung konsepto. Una, alam na natin na dapat may foundation ng bawat bata. At itong foundation na to ay mangyayari sa murang edad. At doon sa murang edad, dapat ma-master na niya yung mga concepts o yung mga dapat na matutunan, mga terminologies, okay? Or the basic concepts itself, dahil nasa early grade tayo. Then after that concept, alam na niya, then he can process or she can process. Pasok na dun sa procedural. Step by step, alam na niya. Tama? And obviously, dahil nagagawa na niya, there is now the development of mastery. Okay, so ano yun? Children should achieve some agreed upon level of proficiency and difficulty against which progress can be measured. Okay, so in this part, okay, dito sa mastery natin, so sabi di ba, there must be a level up of proficiency. Okay, baka sa 2020 PISA result mataas na yung mathematical assessment natin. Okay? So kasi alam na natin kung paano at ano yung tatargetin natin na skills under numeracy sa bata natin. Okay? So, with that 5 mentioned, so there you have now the foundational skills. Okay. Basic literacy and numeracy are vital, indispensable. Okay? So we must help now a student to be empowered and be a self-determined in life. So let us help them to embrace the world of mathematics nang hindi sila natatakot. Okay? So we cannot diagnose the real foundational numeracy skills of our students kung titignan natin na lahat sila ay pare-pareho ng learning styles. At doon papasok ngayon yung strategy ni teacher. Okay? So, since every learner is different from one another, a teacher must be flexible enough so that he or she can help each and every learner to develop, to be empowered, and to solve problems in mathematics nang masaya sila. At hindi na nila tatanungin yung sarili nila or kayo, ma'am, bakit ko nga ba inaaral to? Saan nga ba natin ito gagamitin? Okay po? So, dapat talaga matibay ang pundasyon. Okay. Next. How to assess? Paano natin ma-assess? Okay? Yung foundational skills ng ating mga estudyante. Okay. So way back 2015, when DepEd adopt this EGMA or the early grade mathematics assessment, okay? So maybe some of you are already familiar with this because you already done this maybe on your school. Baka nag-study na kayo about this kasi way back 2015 na yan. But still, alam ko na ginagawa pa rin natin siya. Okay, so what is EGMA? EGMA is a one-on-one oral assessment designed to measure a student foundational skills in numeracy and mathematics. Okay, so this EGMA focuses on the foundational numeracy skills of our students. So an instrument to provide information about foundational numeracy skills which should be mastered in the early grades of 1 to 3. Okay, actually when we talk about early grade, so 'di ba sabi nga sa definition natin, 'di ba? At saka dun sa development ng ating numeracy, the time a child was born, meron ng development or nagsisimula na yung pagkatuto niya sa numeracy. So in our education, when we talk about early grades, so this focuses on learners from kindergarten pa nga lang, di ba? So from kindergarten up to grade 3. Okay, so ito yung mga playful pa yung mga bata. Kaya nga yung word na foundation ay akma sa kanila. Kasi ito yung mga bata na bago pa lang sumisibol. Tama? Bago pa lang silang natututo. Kaya dapat aalagaan natin yon. Kasi whatever will be learned on the early grade, yun yung dadali nila habang lumilevel sila sa kanilang pag-aaral. Okay. So ano yung purpose? What is the purpose of EGMA? So EGMA has been designed to use, okay? So as a country level diagnostic tool. Okay, so this is a diagnostic tool. So akmang-akma talaga sa ating topic which is about diagnosing numeracy skills. Okay, so it is a program evaluation to examine the effectiveness of specific curricula, interventions, or teaching training programs. Okay, so if we're going to look on the purpose of EGMA, as EGMA measures the numeracy level of the students from the early grade, this also opens an avenue for our educators, for ourselves, na makakreate tayo ng mga interventions at makaisip tayo ng mga training programs na akma para sa atin. Remember, whatever has been a process in a teaching training programs, that should be anchored to the needs of our students. Siyempre, nagsiseminar tayo, nagte-training tayo, nag-workshop tayo. Para saan? Kasi hindi lang naman para sa ating mga sarili, kundi higit sa malaking porsyentong pangangailangan ng ating mga estudyante. Kaya nga, kaya nandito si EGMA, and this was adopted by DepEd way back 2015. Okay? So, next. What is a measurement objective? So let us have this now. Cognitive domains. Okay. Domains. So, syempre, maalala natin yan si Bloom's. Tama? Okay. So, what are the cognitive domains in learning? So, nandyan yung knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, di ba? Synthesis, and evaluation. Those are the 5. Okay? Those are the 5 domains. So, dahil medyo malawak siya, ma'am, paano ko ba malalaman kung knowledge? Paano ko ba malalaman ano yung tama kong i-diagnose sa bata under comprehension or under application? Okay? So, yun ngayon ang mayroon kay EGMA. So, EGMA includes cognitive subdomains. So, dahil masyadong malawak si Bloom's, okay, na pinagmula ng ating 5 cognitive domains, okay, so nahimay siya ngayon, okay, into subdomains na focus ng ating departamento ng edukasyon. At ano-ano yon? Okay. Number identification. So, ang sabi, those students under early grade, so based sa EGMA natin, di ba? So, there must be a number identification. Ito yung mga dapat na diagnose natin sa kanila. Next. Number discrimination. Mamaya, expound po natin yung description at saka yung subtest ng bawat isa para magkaroon po tayo ng idea. Next, missing number. Okay, dito pa lang sa tatlo, nakikita na natin, talagang pang batang-batang math talaga itong pinag-uusapan natin. Now, however, if you're going to look at the term itself, applied pa rin siya sa higher math. Okay, so next is addition level 1. Okay, there must be a leveling in addition sa early grade. Ano pa yung dapat nating nasusuri? Addition level 2. So mamaya makikita natin, ano ba pinagkaiba ni addition level 1? Ano ba pinagkaiba ni addition level 2? Okay, next. Subtraction level 1. Subtraction level 2. Then last under EGMA is word problem. Okay, so if we're going to look on the fourth at hanggang dun sa 7th subdomain natin, okay, yung first 2 basic operation pa lang siya. Di ba po? Kasi nasa early grade, wag natin wag nating sagarin. Kasi 'di ba ganun yung bata eh. Kapag naipon lahat, natataranta na sila, nawawala na yung attention nila. Remember, ang isa sa dapat nating solusyonan ay yung attention difficulties. Let us focus first on the mastery of the students under addition and subtraction. Okay? And that too must be applied dun sa word problem. Kumbaga, unti-unti, step by step, little by little. Kasi mga murang isip pa yan eh. Mga murang edad pa sila. Playful pa sila, kumbaga. Okay? Pero kung ano man yung matutunan nila doon, okay, hindi lang sila yung magbe-benefit, tayo din as their teachers. Kasi yung maitatanim natin sa kanilang pundasyon, okay, madadala nila yon hanggang sa pagtatapos ng pag-aaral nila. Okay, so let us have this one by one. So I have here a table of these subdomains wherein I also have this subtest and the description. So these are all under the readings about EGMA. Okay? Okay? So EGMA, subdomains, and subtests. Okay, so this is now our table. So as you can see, there you have the subdomains. Okay, so number identification. So subtest, number identification. Okay, so what is about the description? Ano yung gagawin ni teacher para, anong way para ma-diagnose niya ito, anong pwede niyang gawin? Okay, so it consists of 20 items that increase in difficulty. Okay, be mindful of this, fellow educators. If you will be doing a worksheets or activity sheets to address or to diagnose numeracy on the early grade, wag lumampas sa 20 items. Okay po? Okay, hanggang 20 items lang. That is the maximum. Okay, kasi nagbi-build pa lang tayo ng pundasyon sa bata natin eh. Okay po? So, it consists of 20 items that increase in difficulty. It includes 3 single-digit numbers. Okay? 12 two-digit numbers and 5 three-digit numbers. Okay? Students are asked to say each number aloud. Okay, so kasi nga 'di ba ang ating subdomain lang ay ma-identify lang nila yung number. So dapat kung halimbawa even in the new normal setup, kung meron tayong virtual conferencing or we have the asynchronous online with our students, pwede nating tawagin sila tapos basahin nila kung ano yung ipapakita yung numero sa kanila. Then there you have, masusuri mo kung okay ba sila doon sa number identification part. Tama? Okay. Then next, number discrimination. Okay, so subtest, so still that is number discrimination. So it consists of 10 items. Each items are presented as, okay, each item consists of a set of 2 numbers, one of which is greater than the other. Okay, so greater than. So dapat merong smaller number, may malaking number. Okay, so the subtest includes one set of 1-digit number. So dapat meron daw set na mga 1-digit numbers lang. So this is 1 to 9. 5 sets of 2-digit numbers and 4 sets of 3-digit number. Students are asked to state the higher of each set of 2 numbers. Okay? Meron nga palang meron palang suggested time allotment if you will be doing this diagnostic process among your students. Yung ating number identification, that is suggested to be given, okay, 1 minute. Dapat for 1 minute na-identify na ng bata kung ano yung number na pinapakita mo sa kanya. Okay? However, sa number discrimination, if you will be presenting two numbers sa estudyante, ito yung wala siyang time limit. Okay? Bakit kaya? Kasi nagpo-process siya. Tama po? Kasi ang alam pala, tingnan nyo ha, ang pinanggalingan natin ay number identification. Alam pa lang niyang i-identify. Pero kasi dito sa number discrimination, dapat alam na niya yung malaki sa maliit. So, kaya there is no suggested time kasi nga nagpo-process yung bata at wag natin yung i-stop. Okay? Let them free of the chances na sila ay makasagot. Okay po? So, next, number pattern identification. So, missing number. So, pwede yan, ano? Okay, so it consists of 10 items. The items are presented as 4 horizontal aligned boxes. So, naalala nyo na siguro yung parang sa itsura nung pinaglalagyan natin ng mga place value chart, di ba? Pwede natin gamitin yon. Okay? So, itong sila teacher online, ngayon pa lang pwede na kayong gumawa ng mga ganong visuals nyo para magamit sa inyong online teaching. Okay, so it consists of 10 items. The items are presented as 4 horizontally aligned boxes. Okay, 3 of which contain numbers and 1 of which is empty. Okay? So, sabihin nyo, ma'am, paano po yung chart? Di ba transparent siya? Hindi makikita nila na walang laman. So, syempre gagamit tayo ng colored. Di ba? Kasi nga para hindi makita ng bata natin kung ano yung merong laman doon at wala. Para kung ano man makikita natin kung paano niya ngayon maiaayos or masasabi kung ano yung nawawalang numero doon sa pattern natin. Okay? Okay po? So, next. Addition and subtraction. So, ito na yung leveling ng ating addition and subtraction. Okay. So, level 1. Okay, level 1. So, tingnan natin, fellow teachers yung difference between the level 1 and the level 2. Kasi baka mamaya, you are just starting on the early grade tapos nasa level 2 na tayo. Okay po. So, level 1, it consists of 20 items that increase in difficulty. Okay? So, no addends are greater than 20. And no sums are greater than 19. Okay, so alam natin yan ha. Alam po natin yan. So ulit, ang mga numero natin, okay, that will be only from 1 to 20. But you must follow this that wala dapat numbers na mataas pa sa 20 kasi nga 1 to 20. Tama po. Okay, and make sure that once the student add the numbers, okay, it should not be greater than 19. Okay, so halimbawa, 10 plus 5, di ba? 3 plus 5, 12 plus 6. Okay, basta hindi tayo lalampas dun sa 19. Bakit? Kasi kinokonsidera ni EGMA na ang bata in an early age ay dun lang muna sa bracket ng mga numbers from 1 to 20. Doon muna maglalaro lahat. Okay, then pag na-master na nila itong basic basic operation from addition to subtraction, then unti-unti pwede na natin silang dalhin sa natitira pang dalawang operation. Okay, then level 2. What is level 2? Tingnan natin what is the difference between level 1. It consists of 5 items. Okay? Consists of 5. Oy, medyo bumaba yung items. Napansin po ba, fellow teachers? Bakit kaya medyo bumaba? Okay, kasi medyo, syempre, tumaas na yung level. Okay. So, 5 items that increases difficulty. No sums, that is no. Okay, no sums are greater than 70. O kaya 5 items lang. Kasi medyo tataas na yung sum na dapat nilang makuha. Okay po? Then, addition level 2 is not given to students. Take note of this, fellow teachers. Pakitandang mabuti. Addition level 2 is not given to students who receive a score of 0 for addition level 1. Okay? So, if your student find difficulty in level 1, huwag nyo silang puwersahin sa level 2. Okay po? Kasi ibig sabihin, ang numeracy level ng estudyante nyo, maybe dun lang muna siya sa level 1. This is also good for us educators kung paano natin ngayon igugrupo yung mga estudyante natin. Okay po? At makapili tayo ng tamang estratehiya kung ano yung dapat para sa kanila at akma para sa kanila. Next, subtraction level 1. So subtraction level 1, it consists of 20 items. So this is the same with addition level 1, 20 items din siya, no? That increase in difficulty. The subtraction level 1 problems are the inverse of the addition level 1 problems. Okay, ano kayang ibig sabihin nun? Kung nag-add ka ng numbers at may sum, tama po, pwede nating gamitin yung given natin pabalik using naman the operation which is subtraction. Okay? So halimbawa, 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. So that is level 1. So if you are under subtraction level 1, you can use the same given, pwede rin naman in a worksheet. So if the student has the mastery of that addition of the numbers, so pwede naman if 14 minus 6, so that would be equal to 8. Okay po? So clear po ba yun? At least merong familiarity yung estudyante. Ano pala sila, no? Magkakonekta pala talaga si addition at saka si subtraction. So in a way, talagang makokonect ni bata yung unang dalawang operation na akma para sa edad nila. Okay? Then next is subtraction level 2. It consists of 5 items. So again, na lesson siya. Okay? That increase in difficulty. The subtraction level 2 is not given to students who receive. Same with addition level 2. Dapat hindi sila maka-0 doon sa level 1. And same with level 1 in subtraction. Subtraction level 2 is just also an inverse of addition level 2. Okay? So, that can be one of the easiest way, no, to test if the student really mastered the 2 levels of addition. Okay, the number that you gave them on addition, gamitin nyo siya dun sa subtraction. So, para makita nyo yung number relation din na pwedeng i-apply ng estudyante natin. Okay po? So, next and last is word problems. Okay? So it consists of 6 items that increase in difficulty, 3 of which items use numbers that match 3 items from the addition and subtraction level 1 subtest. Okay? So, in a word problem, kung maalala nyo, yung nabanggit ko kanina, no? Word problems under these subdomains, under EGMA, only for the operation addition and subtraction. So as an educator, if you will be using this diagnostic tool from EGMA, huwag mag-create ng worksheet na about multiplication and division. Tapos makonsumi tayo sa estudyante natin. hindi nga yun yung level nila. Okay? So, we must have that focus only on addition and subtraction. Okay. So, sabi dito, di ba, assessors, so we are the assessors itself, mga teachers, kasi tayo yung gagawa nito, no? Assessors also keep track of whether the student use one of the 3 problem-solving strategies. So, ano-ano yon? Tingnan nyo. Ano-ano daw yun? So, strategies on finger, okay, tick marks, paper and pencil calculations, okay, solve problems in his or her head, pero dapat hindi limitado. Ibig sabihin, open time siya. Okay? So, if we will be looking now on the 8 subdomains and subtests by EGMA, so we will truly diagnose a foundational skills of our students in an early grade. So remember, fellow teachers, that this will give us an avenue to create a strategy that is suited to each and every learners. Huwag nating pahirapan yung sarili natin kasi nga hindi natin alam kung hanggang anong level lang yung ating estudyante. If you think that the behavior of your student the behavior of your student towards mathematics ay hindi na nagmamatch sa kanyang edad, then there is really a problem. So, kailangan talaga natin ito. Okay? So, and we must think of, again, when we talk about numeracy, from the word numeracy, numerates, number, so hindi lang siya number. Pati yung mga behavioral traits. So, kung nakita nyo kanina, di ba? So, meron tayong mga social problems, personal problems, okay? If students find it difficult kasi may problema sila, may social problem sila, may personal problem sila, even in an early age, okay? So, masisira yung development, hindi magiging ganap. Okay? So, teachers can collaborate to each and everyone para magkaroon tayo ng isang estratehiya na dapat at aakma sa ating mga estudyante. This EGMA is really a big help for our students, sa ating lahat, para malaman natin nasaang level ba yung estudyante ko. Baka mamaya pinagdi-divide ko ng husto, nagagalit pa ako, yung pala addition level 1 lang pala siya. 'Di ba? Okay, pero suggestion is do not please, fellow educators, no, do not tell the students na oy level 1 ka lang, oy level 2 ka lang, di ba po? Okay, remember that the love of the students towards mathematics still lies sa ating mga teachers, sa ating mga math people, sa mga guro ng sipnayan, di ba? Okay? Kasi 'di ba, why ako nagtagalog, 'di ba? Kasi when we talk about early grade, again kinder to grade 3, 'di ba ang math ng grade 1 to 3 ay mother tongue? Tama po? 'Di ba itinuturo natin ang matematika sa lengguwahe na kung saan sila nabibilang? And that applies the contextualization, localization. 'Di ba? Okay. So again, this process of diagnosing our students, balik ko lang po let us have a sum up of this. Again, you can look for EGMA. Okay, there are a lot of studies used to address and to diagnose and to assess foundational numeracy skills of the students. Again, this EGMA focuses on number identification, number discrimination, number pattern identification, addition level 1 and level 2, and subtraction level 1 and level 2. And lastly is word problems. Again, word problems will only have, okay, the operations that has been discussed to the students. If you discuss addition, subtraction, yun lang dapat yung ia-apply ng bata sa word problem. Okay. Now, if you have question, ma'am, paano gagawin ko dito? Alam ko na po yung description. I already know the subdomains and the subtests that I will use to diagnose my students. You have your free will to do your own activity sheet among your students kasi kilala nyo na sila. Tama? If you started with a given or with a specific worksheet or activity sheets, then there is a result. That is the first step that you analyze or you assess your student. Okay? Then from there, if there's a need for you to modify the material, please do so. Bakit hindi tayo dapat magsawa? Kasi kailangan nating marating yung tamang pagsusuri sa kakayanan ng ating mga mag-aaral. Because this is really the root cause why some of our students struggle in mathematics. Kailangan nating mahanap yung pinag-uugatan ng problema, bakit itong mga bata, even in the high school, in senior high, in college, ay may problema pa rin sa basic numeracy. Okay? And that problem can be addressed, will be addressed, and can be solved if we do follow this right way of diagnosing them with the correct diagnostic tool. Okay po? So, you have the freedom to do your own. If you want, you have your co-teacher to validate and evaluate your material para naman masabi nyo na hindi lang ikaw yung basta nagbigay sa bata nun, talagang merong pinagdaanan na tao at nagsuri noon. Okay? Ang tamang pagsusuri ng isang learning material na ibibigay natin sa estudyante ay magbibigay sa atin ng tama ring pagsusuri at kaalaman kung nasa ang level na ang ating estudyante para naman tayong mga guro ay maka-level up din naman, okay, at maka-create or maka-design, maka-desenyo ng mga learning materials na akma sa bawat isang estudyante. Okay po? So, okay. So, let me end with this. So, part of teaching is helping students to learn how to tolerate ambiguity. Consider possibilities in a question that are unanswered. Okay, this is by Sarah Lawrence Lightfoot. Okay, Sarah is an American sociologist wherein she have the analyzation and learnings on the relation of the community and the schools. Same as with the pattern and structure of classroom setups. Okay? So, in the quotation itself, so let us help students, okay? Let us help students to realize in what level of mastery are they now and what is really suited for each and every learner. At yun ay magaganap sa mga masisipag na mga guro gaya natin, no? Gaya nyo po, kaya tayo patuloy na nakikinig ng mga webinars, nag-aaral kasi alam natin na there's still a room for us to help our students na makita yung mga posibilidad at marami pang pagkakataon na sagutin yung mga tanong at the back of their minds kasi ang estudyante malikot ang pag-iisip niyan di ba? habang nagtuturo tayo, hindi natin alam, umiikot yung pag-iisip niyan. Bakit nga ba inaaral pa to? Ano pa yung mga ganyan. Yung mga tanong na yon na mahirap sagutin on their part, tayo yung makakatulong nun. Kasi we must not only limit ourselves in the four corners of the classroom, sa screen ng ating laptop o sa screen ng ating computer, hindi lang doon dapat nagtatapos. Pag nakita ko yung estudyante ko na parang matamlay, hindi ibig sabihin nun na diagnose ko na yung numeracy skill niya. Or hindi ibig sabihin nun na na-classify ko na siya na ganitong estudyante. It's not like that. It is thinking beyond what our naked eye can see. Yun ang teacher, di ba po? Yun tayong lahat. Kaya anumang oras, anumang araw, pag sinabing may training, may ganyan, go tayo doon. Di ba? And applause to all the educators. Okay, so let us apply this, sa early age pa lang, let us apply this diagnostic tool again from EGMA. This will really help you a lot to determine the level of your students and for you to develop a material that is suited for them para naman tama yung track ng pag-aaral nila when it comes to mathematics. And we must always remember that math always go back to the basic. It is always going back to the basic. Hindi natin yan nakakalimutan. At hindi natin siya dapat kalimutan. Anumang taas ng level ng mathematics, still, there is the basic numeracy applied. And this will be only mastered by the students at an early age or an early grade with the help of you, fellow educators. So, good afternoon po.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we will proceed po to the question and answer.
Yes po.
The first one po is from Miss Marivic Ramos. Kung hindi po naging maayos ang foundation ng numeracy skills, anong ways po ang pinakamagandang gawin para po mag-improve?
Okay. So if the process has been a failed one, so I may say that you may go back, ma'am, to the basic step. Baka kasi hindi na-address or hindi nalaman yung tamang pinag-ugatan ng problema. So my suggestion is, wag muna tayong gumamit ng mga activity sheets, wag muna mag-feed. Kumbaga, wag ka munang sagutan mo to, wag muna ganon. You go with the basic process. At ano 'yon? You make a survey of your students. You can have your own survey. Okay? Na kung saan tatanungin mo doon kung hanggang saan para makita mo kung hanggang saan yung level ng estudyante mo. Okay po? And another suggestion is you create a somewhat survey questionnaire na susukat doon sa mga nabanggit ko po kanina. Yung yung number identification, yung missing numbers, yung sa level 1, level 2 ng addition and subtraction. So yun po. Yun po. Maybe the material is not suited for the learners kasi hindi muna na-address o hindi pa nalaman kung ano po yung level niya. So balik po tayo sa basic process. Alamin po muna natin yung root cause o yung pinagmulan kung bakit ganun na hindi ganun kabilis yung processing ng ating estudyante. Yan po.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now let's proceed for the second question from Miss Carla Humagdao. Is diagnosing our learners' numeracy skills or problem possible in distance learning, especially those on modular or self-learning po?
Online and modular, ma'am. Online distance and modular distance po?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, this new normal setup is really a big adjustment for us educators. So, literally, if we will think of it as a problem, that is really a problem. Okay? First is, we are not sure enough if we can reach out sa lahat ng mga estudyante natin. Okay. So, pero dahil ang mga guro ay sadyang mga creative at magagaling talaga at mapamaraan. So, hindi man hinihingi sa atin na agad-agad come October 5 magaling na at maayos na yung ating proseso, pero little by little ay alam nating lahat na magagawa natin yon ng paraan. So, what would be the ideal way? Okay? My suggestion is, first, if you are in an online teaching or online distance learning, so you have the access to have a virtual conference among your students. Tama po? So somehow makakapag face-to-face kayo, pero virtual lang siya. Okay? So yun yung binanggit ko kanina na since online, pwede kang gumamit pa rin ng mga materials, ng mga manipulatives para ma-address mo ulit, balik tayo ulit doon sa dapat ang manipulatives mo, ma-address niya yung mga subdomains natin under EGMA. Now, when it comes to modular, okay, kasi medyo talagang malayo no? Malayo yung ano ni online kay modular kasi pag sinabi mo kasing modular distance learning, talagang may posibilidad na hindi mo makikita yung bata, babalik lang sa iyo yung module, kukunin lang nila yung module, something like that. My suggestion is this now, ma'am. You create now learning materials that is suited for different types of learners. Kumbaga ganito, ma'am. Kung ako si teacher, gagawa ako ng mga learning materials na akma sa bata na fast, na average, na slow. Kasi hindi ko nga alam kung ano yung level niya. Hindi kami nagkikita, hindi kami nag-uusap. So, once the student answered the materials together with the activities of the module, okay? So, pag bumalik sa iyon, so kung meron kang tatlo na learning material suited for different learners, makikita mo ngayon doon kung saan siya mas akma. That can be the best one. That is my suggestion on you fellow educators kung paano natin i-address itong nakikita nating problema. Pero meron tayong magagawang paraan. Tama nga po? And one suggestion dun sa ating both online and modular, if you have the copy at first of your module, maybe you can draft ahead of time your learning plan. Tama po? Kumbaga, pag kinuha ni bata yung module, may kasama na siyang learning plan. Tapos, ilalagay mo doon isa-isa, okay, ano yung mga sasagutan niyang activity, ano yung dapat masukat sa kanya doon. Para si bata, hindi lang siya sagot lang, ganyan. Kumbaga, meron siyang susundan. May guide siya, kumbaga. Yan yung learning plan na manggagaling mula sa'yo. Na magiging gabay naman sa pag-aaral niya. Yan po yun. Okay, so that is my suggestion. Kaya natin yan. So you just assess ahead of time. Di ba sabi nga, we are assessing students before, during, after. So in this new normal setup, medyo mahirap tayo kasi dun sa during. Kasi when you say during, ito yung nangyayari sa four corners of the classroom, yung nagbabalitaktakan tayo, nagdi-discuss tayo, nagki-create ng sariling formula yung bata. Okay? However, itong during na ito, tignan natin siya doon sa proseso ng pagbabasa ng bata doon sa learning guide na ibibigay mo sa kanya. And that will be answered doon sa assessment after, pagbalik sa'yo ng answer sheet at saka nung mga supplementary material na ginawa mo para i-address mo kung nasaan ng level ang iyong estudyante. So yun po yung suggestion. Yun po
Thank you
yung
so
sagot
much.
din sa tanong.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The last question po would be from Mr. Danny De La Cruz. How effective po is numeracy intervention in early years of schooling?
Okay. So, numeracy in early grade is really a big help for the students to develop mathematical skills such as knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Okay? All of the areas of mathematics, higher mathematics, if we're going to look on the problems even in calculus, for example, no? Even in calculus, we are still applying, although we are not aware, we are still applying this basic math. Students are multiplying numbers. Students are connecting ideas from one another. Students are looking for patterns. Those are all under numeracy. Okay? So kaya ganun siya kaimportante na dapat yung foundation ay talagang mananatili habang lumilevel sa grade yung ating estudyante. Okay? So, again, kahit higher math na yan, aware or not, we are still going back to the basic numeracy. Ganon po siya kahalaga. Ganon kalaki yung silbi ni numeracy sa bawat isang estudyante at sa ating mga guro para ma-determine natin, ma-classify natin kung ano yung mga estudyante natin. Because numeracy will give us an idea what learning style our students have and what kind of instruction is suited to each one of them. Thank you po.
That's all the question we have for now, ma'am. Any last reminders to our viewers po?
Okay. So we are come near October or October 5, no? Medyo nalalapit na po tayo sa October 5, but still I am very happy to observe and look for teachers who are still looking for trainings, workshops, seminars that will help in their professional developments as well as personal development, kasi this new normal, since this is new, 'di ba? New talaga siya. Marami tayong mga adjustments. But sabi ko nga kanina, as an educator, we must always open enough to all possibilities, to all different interventions. Maybe this pandemic only gives us it only gives us an idea, only gives us a time para mas malaman pa natin at mas mahimay pa natin bilang mga guro ng Sipnayan o maging guro ng iba pang asignatura na meron pa tayong ilalabas. That our profession is not only limited to the four corners of the classroom. Talagang ang teacher, malaki ang epekto sa komunidad at saka sa mga bata at saka sa mga magulang. So let us help each one of us so that our students and the parents as well will remain on their objective na dapat matuto yung bata. Okay? At dapat na makaisa natin sila sa ating mga adhikain, kasi sabi nga sa atin, 'di ba, sa atin sa DepEd, 'di ba, sulong edukalidad. Kumbaga, sumusulong yung edukasyon nang meron pa ring kalidad. Okay po? So, yun po.
There we have it. In behalf of VIBAL Group Incorporated, I would like to thank you, Ma'am Luz, for being our speaker this afternoon for this comprehensive and insightful learning session. It is truly an honor to have you with us today, ma'am. And to all our VIBAL viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our Dirty Learning session. We do encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official VIBAL Facebook and YouTube channel. Muli maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa ating lahat. Goodbye everyone!